didn't know when it comes to this game against St. Thomas, is there any specialty to it? I know you guys recruit in Minnesota a little bit. Is there, or is this kind of a random game?
Yeah, more random. I think we were having a really hard time filling out our schedule, and we were actually looking for a home game, and a lot of things happened, and they were looking at the same time for a game, so it's just kind of the way it worked out for both of us. And so we're going up there, and then they'll come back here twice. So it's kind of a 2-for-1 kind of deal. So, but nothing real unique about it.
How often do you find I think Ariana said you're saying the word consistent all the time. How often are you doing it? Is it something you're writing on the board and stuff like that?
I think it's like, as you know, as a parent, what we're in right now is we do a lot of repeating, and that's okay. That's what we knew we were going to have to do, and the consistency part of it is not just your performance, but everything. Do you watch extra video? Do you shoot a little more? Are you taking care of your body? Are you, all the stuff that, building a consistency in the level of everything that you do to give you the best chance to be successful. And that's a pattern that a lot of young players, it's not just the basketball part, but, learning how to be a Division I athlete and the consistency that goes with that, whether it's a good day, bad day for you, and what are you doing to make things better. I'm a big more, not less guy. So when things aren't going well, you got to do more. You can't do less. And that's what we're trying to instill in them, in all of them.
It seems like when things are going well, they're going really well. And when things are tough, you have like the Drake second quarter, I guess. What's happening in the moments where things are going really well, and then what's happening when they aren't?
Yeah, I think when it's going well, I think the simple answer would be you're making the shots that you're capable of making, and defensively we're at least doing the things that we work on in practice, and scouting report defense, and all the there's no great secret. I do think the good part of it is offensively we're scoring in transition a little bit more before the other team sets their defense, and when it goes bad, it's completely the opposite. And I think for our team, it's we're turning the ball over a little bit, but that's not the biggest thing for me. I think it's more the extended periods where we can't score, and one of the things that I've spent a lot of time with the staff is like our free throw numbers are awful. Not just we're not making them, but we're just not getting there. And if you look at the games that, the 3 games we lost, we're minus 25 at the free throw line. And that is completely the opposite of way we usually play. So we've got to do a better job of, putting them in positions to get to the line. Then you got to make it. And then you got to quit bailing people out and foul them at the other end. That sounds very simplistic, but I think if you trace it, there's a cause and effect to that, and I think that's a big thing of what we've got to work on.
How hard is it with young players that are so used to having success to teach them that you have to play through those rough moments?
I think that's the hardest thing for a young person is to understand that. They're so defined by how many points they scored rather than what am I doing to impact success of the team, and like I said, how we prepare, and when it doesn't go well, you get caught up in a little bit of the poor me. And then the one thing I think, John, that I think we spend a lot of time on is you can't use being a freshman as an excuse for not competing. Now, yeah, you're going to get overmatched. I mean, Syracuse had 2 grad transfer guards that were great players, and physically we were overmatched, and that's going to happen, but it doesn't mean you can't play hard. It doesn't mean you can't maximize where you are. So that's kind of the thing that we've kind of tried to harp on as we get into this part of the season.
This past weekend, playing those Power 5 teams, how important was that to get a test like that?
Well, I mean, I think there was, it's like anything, you walked out of both those games thinking, all right, we can hang around and we can compete. And then you look at another side of it and go, we are, a little bit overmatched. And I think the thing that stuck out was, in both games, the maturity and the guard play of both those teams, we just could not compete with that. And that's where not having Emily Ryan probably stuck out a little bit more. But I thought we were, in both games, you're in the game going into the fourth quarter, and that doesn't really mean anything, except that it shows that you're capable to do those kinds of things. But now, they're used to playing 32-minute high school games. Our game's 40 minutes, and maybe we have to work on that a little bit more. And like today, we're going to scrimmage. It's going to be the fourth quarter today, so we're just going to talk about, all right, it's fourth quarter. It's 52-52. Let's get after it and see what happens. So little things like that, we're just trying to create images and situations that hopefully they'll build on.
Mentioned Emily. Do you have an update on that yet? Or
She's getting better. She's doing more, but she's not near playing.
Gotcha.
I don't know when that'll happen, but it's moving in the right direction physically for her, and they're allowing her to do more. She's shooting and she's lifting and things like that, but she's not going to be playing in a game in the near future, I don't think.
Does that mean possibly this year, or is it too soon?
It's probably too soon. I think we'll know around Christmas time. Then we're going to have to make a decision. Is it moving forward to the direction we want? But the good news is it's moving. It's certainly not moving at the pace she wants or we want, but it's moving. So that's a good thing right now.
I know you talk about like breaking up the season into different parts, and obviously I'm guessing from the way you've talked in the past, we're still in like the first chapter.
Right.
Is this kind of where you envisioned it being, or I'll just leave it at that.
No. I think you had probably 2 drafts of the story of the book, and one of them had Emily Ryan kind of as the lead character. I'm not trying to be odd here, or the main character in the story, and
Star of the show.
Star of the show. All right, let's go with that. I like that. And then, or she is not there. Something happened to her or something. So I don't really know what I expected. I probably, from a record standpoint, I don't know that I'm overly surprised. I mean, our schedule was built kind of. You build it a year out, and you're thinking, Emily Ryan's going to be available, and she's not. So probably a little bit overwhelmed a little bit early, but I think it was, again, I think it's probably two different stories being written at the same time. And now for us, the segment is we're in, not quite December, but close. 6 games to go for the break, 3 weeks of school. Like, that's kind of what we're talking about now. How do we get from today to December or whatever it is when we play Northern Iowa before Christmas? So that's our focus, that period of time, whether it's in class and basketball, all that stuff is like we're in a 3-week sprint to Christmas.
Is it a matter of time before Addie, I know in games before, like when you've had players close to a triple-double, like Billy's chirped at you saying, like, leave them in. But is it a matter of time before Addie, reaches that? It seems like her full skill set is something that allows her.
No, she'll do it. She's got, to have a triple-double or any kind of statistical thing like that, you got to have a versatile skill set, and she can score it for sure. She is the best passer on our team, and I think the challenge for her is, she's got to rebound more, and I think she would agree with that there's times when she just isn't as aggressive there. So, but it wouldn't be surprising me if she does it any time, because she can do the 3 things that, to get that kind of statistical success. She can do all of them, and I don't think when it does happen, I don't think anyone's going to be surprised by it. I know I won't be.
You went with the change for Addie starting in that last game. Is that what you'll do moving forward? And just, can you talk about just?
No, Addie will start Wednesday. Basically, it was nothing except a performance-based thing for her. I mean, she's been doing really well, and her conditioning's good, and we're trying to build up her minutes. You know, the goal for a long time was kind of split it between the two, and that's kind of what we've done. Now the Syracuse game, Audie went a little bit more because she was playing really well and stayed out of foul trouble. So, you know, the lineup will be the same.
Just essentially switching roles
Yeah,
for those two.
yeah, a little bit. I mean, Nellie's more of a runner, a rebounder, a defensive person. Audie's more of a scorer. Doesn't have the defensive skill set yet that Nellie has. So it's a little bit of both. And yeah, it's, you know, I think I told John, it's like having a different kind of running back that
Yep.
can do certain things, or a different kind of pitcher that can do certain things. So, you know, the goal is to eat up 40 minutes between the two of them, and for the most part, that's what we've done.